It was during 2021. How did anyone meet anyone during that time period?
It was COVID. Everything was locked down and everything. So we met online, okay?
Spicy tamale.
I downloaded a dating app back in 2020, and we met online back in 2021.
I had a buddy that I worked with. He said, Ryan, you know, you're a good guy. I know you've been single for a while. You should really try giving a dating app a try. I had only downloaded the app for about 10 minutes before she popped in.
I liked your profile.
Yeah, she liked my profile, and I did DM first. But to be quite honest, I wasn't really expecting a reply back. But she did, and I was shocked. First, we chatted on the dating app, and that lasted for 2 days, and then we switched over to, I believe it was WhatsApp, and then we talked on there for probably about a week or two before we finally added each other on Facebook, and that was our primary form of communication.
Started to getting to know each other. Not too long after we met, we started having feeling for each other.
And then we had a long distance relationship, and we haven't met in person yet. It's always been through the camera, like how much of you tune in to watch videos of us and on update. This is what we did for a whole year before I had finally gotten up the courage to hop on a plane and go quite literally on the opposite side of the planet, which was quite the journey.
I think we both knew it's gonna be a long distance relationship. We had to prepare ourselves, it's gonna be that way for longest time until, any of us can afford to fly.
I found it interesting finding out about her because, well, for one, before this, I haven't really talked to anyone that was from outside of the United States, except for, people that, already lived here, like they moved here already. I've never talking to someone that was actively living in a different country. And it was very fascinating. And sadly enough, when she first told me that she lived in Bangladesh, I had no clue where that was at. I don't even think I recall hearing the word Bangladesh before I met her. So that was just really shocking to me. And, I asked questions, and I remember when she first told me she was Muslim and everything, I made an amateur mistake because I asked her a question because I honestly didn't know too much about it at that time. I asked her, I'm like, are Muslims the ones that don't eat cows? And she laughed at me, and she goes, funny. No, that's Hindus. And I'm like, okay, we don't eat pork. And I'm like, oh, okay. For some reason, back when I was young and naive, I got the two mixed up because I just didn't know enough about either one. And then she started sharing more about the culture, about the religion, and it was just fascinating to me.
I wanted to explore and get to know people that is not belong from my country, and soon enough we met. And it wasn't planned anything. I never thought I'm gonna find anybody in dating apps. I heard about news, people may find love on the dating apps, but in my case, I was kind of hopeless, So I didn't really have any preference, if that makes sense. So when I saw you when we met and everything, I had kind of idea about how Americans are in general, a little bit of their culture and, stuff like that. We did everything on the phone. We paint, we slept, we even when we are arguing each other for some stupid thing or whatever, we are still on the phone constantly, 24 hours until I had any power shortages or any electricity issue. We were in the phone all the time. In fact, we had our first date, or should I say candlelight dinner, in FaceTime. Do you recall?
Yeah.
It was so sweet.
Experience with 4th of July on camera.
Yeah, I saw all of the fireworks and everything. It was so loud.
We did a lot of things on
FaceTime.
phone, however you want to word it. Like, she's watched me cook. I've watched her cook.
We cooked together. We
ate together.
used to read articles.
We used to read articles back and forth.
It was so bittersweet memories now. Like, we spend a good amount of time.
Yeah,
in
we
long-distance
were even on the phone while I was driving to work. On my way home from work. And it was just, in our record, correct me if I'm wrong, honey, for the longest consecutive phone call was like 15 or 16 hours.
Wrong. 18 plus something.
I was close.
I'm gonna say, like, even though things turn good for ourselves, it's not always the case for everyone. So whatever you do with your own concern.
Yeah, and not every situation that you'll find yourself on the app is as black as white. Sometimes it's crazy. Like, this could be for a whole nother video. But
while we are doing long distance relationship and everything, I knew deep down in my heart we're gonna meet one day. I just didn't know when it's gonna be, because there was so much complication and everything.
Family reaction in general was a lot of concerns and a lot of worries, which I'm sure her family had the same interaction.
It was kind of hard for me to, convince my family, especially my grandparents, because I used to live with my grandparents. If you guys don't know, things turned out good when my family met him for the first time.
Yeah, it was wonderful. They liked me more than her. It took a lot of work because it was all very unknown to me. I did not understand how it worked. I didn't know the time frame of anything. And we finally got it. I was so happy. I was so excited. And then I finally bought a plane ticket. I had gotten my passport, and I was so excited because I'm like, yes, I can finally go over there. And during that point when I first applied for my passport, Bangladesh gave out visas upon arrival, and that's what I was planning on doing, so I didn't have to send out my passport to get the visa, because that's how it worked, and I didn't want to do that. Then tragedy struck. They no longer gave visas out upon arrival, and also they ended up kind of closing down the country because of COVID. It was like a whole year.
Almost a year.
And then, things with COVID had settled down for the most part. And I didn't make the same mistake twice. The second time, I sent out my passport and I got the visa ahead of time. And I got a multiple entry. And then I bought the plane ticket, and I remember when I was going to the airport, it was so surreal. For one thing, I was half asleep. It was early in the morning. Not nearly enough coffee for me to be, going outside of my comfort zone, because I'd never been on a plane before. When I got to Bangladesh, it was very weird. That airport was nothing like I expected. I'm not going to tell you my first impressions on it, so I don't offend anybody. Sorry, Bangladesh. I didn't know what to expect. I didn't know how she was picking me up. All of a sudden, I hear, "Ryan." I looked over, and at first I didn't see her. Face mask, I couldn't see anything.
Yeah, at that time it was still a requirement,
Like, kind of starstruck. I didn't know how to act. Like, I'm not sure if anyone would know this. Going up to someone that you completely idolize and, meeting them for the first time, you don't know how to act. You don't know what to say. You're afraid you're going to make a fool of yourself. You're like, this is the first impression. Say something normal. When she got closer to me, I'm like, she is beautiful. And then the second thing that I thought was, wow, you are short. Oh.
I'm not that sure.
It was a very surreal moment. Even if you guys have watched our videos, you've seen me give her a hug for the first time on our video of our first meet. I was very nervous. Even when I finally saw her to where I could, be able to hold her, that wasn't a screen. I was so nervous. I wasn't sure how to approach, how to act. And it was just, wow. And my experience of meeting her family, was they were very welcoming.
Yeah, it's gonna be in another video.
Oh yeah.
I was so excited. Finally, we're gonna meet in person. I was so freaking nervous. But I was happy. I saw a man with the luggage and everything, coming towards me. It was exactly the man I saw in the picture. I don't know if I told you or not. The first thing I saw in the dating app is your profile, and I fell in love with your eyes. And in person, I was actually looking for those eyes in particular, are those eyes gonna be the same? One of the special moments in my life, and I'm glad, it happened. It was so sweet. Well, yeah, that's how we met. I don't know how well we did. Let us know if you guys have any more questions.
I love answering questions from people from both America and Bangladesh about my experiences and certain things. I love it. Love interacting with you people.